Alright, my friends, so it is time for us to take a revision or a recap of Photos Redux and all kind of stuff. So first of all, I just wanna tell you that you have to relax. It is really normal that is Redux. It's a bit confused when you just get started and all kind of stuff. But trust me, I'm gonna make it super easy for you to understand and work with Redux as well. But before doing that, we need to go through the hard things first. Alright, so now it's time for us to talk about the recap of Redux. So in this few videos, we have talked a lot, but actually we have only answered three main questions. The first one, why is Redux? I have told you that in order for us to solve the issue of sharing data between all the components in our React application, then it's going to be hard for us to do so. Or even in some cases, it's not going to be possible. So that's why we are going to use Redux. It is just going to share the data between all the components. We have answered what is Redux. It is just a state management library. So it's going to manage the state, all right, or the data in our application. And the last thing, we have showed you a basic theory about how Redux gonna do all of that for us, how Redux gonna do the state management for us. And I have told you that first of all, Redux will see any action that will be took or will be taken by the user. For example, sorting, filtering, getting data from an API, it's an action as well. So any action will be fired on the screen regardless of the actor or the let's say how the action was fired, either by a user or we ourselves did that action. So Redux doesn't care about that. Redux only care about the action itself. If it was fired, then it's gonna pass it to a reducer. A reducer will process that action. It's gonna make all the necessary changes. For example, getting the data, if the action was getting data from a server, the reducer will go and it's gonna get the data from the API and it's gonna process it, all right? If the action was filtering, then the reducer will filter that data. If the action was sorting, then the reducer will sort that data. At the end of the day, it's gonna make all the necessary changes, then it's gonna give us back a data. We can take that data and store it in our store. This diagram or this theory will be applied for each piece of our data. And I have told you that most likely for each component that you are going to create, and that component will display data and that data will be modified, then you are going to create a reducer for it. All right, I'm going to show you that in a real world example, which is the application that you are going to build in the next few videos. But it's just a good idea to take a brief introduction to Redux, because in the next video where I'm gonna write some code, you will understand a lot of stuff from this section. So I highly encourage you to let's say understand these few videos, because if you understand, if you read them, and if you download all these cheat sheets that I have included for you, you will understand a lot of stuff in the next few videos where we are gonna write a lot of code and so on. But if you have watched these videos perfectly, or let's say if you have watched them carefully, then you are gonna understand. It's gonna make it easier for you to understand the rest of the course. But up to this point, I am expecting of you to know what is Redux, why you should use Redux, as well as how Redux at least works behind the scenes. If you have an answer about these three questions and you wanna put the knowledge that you have in a real world example, then follow me and let's continue in the next video. So see you in the next one.